How can we really appreciate triumph without defeat? Hi everyone. Yes, that's our topic for today. Feeling lost. Pretty much, I don't even know where to begin. I think as a content creator, to all of you who have known me, lately I've been all over the place. From doing so many things all at the same time, not knowing when I'm going to do my Tagalog episodes, not knowing where to do my English episodes. But I guess that's really where the beauty of being a content creator is you trying to always come up with something, right? I'll be honest with you, today I was really feeling unmotivated. Let me show you the time. It's 4:41 p.m. and a big part of me is like, when I woke up today, is like, oh my gosh, I'm not sure if I even want to continue making videos. But at the same time, it's like you've started something and you've started to create a community and eventually become friends with a lot of people. And it's like, do you just give up? Or should you continue? Or should you just keep on moving forward? Or should you just take a pause and take a moment to just reevaluate things? So I think the reason why I actually am doing this episode today is because as much as most of the time, most of us are like in a happy place or wanting to really give people a great time watching the things that we do or the things that we make, at least to my fellow creators, there's also times that we feel like we get defeated. And I'll be honest with you, that's actually how I feel like lately. But at the same time, feeling defeated doesn't mean that I want to give up. But at the same time, a big part of me is sad because I'm so confused. I think as an artist, the one great thing about most artists, I think, or I believe, is you feel like we can do so many things all at the same time. But that's also the problem about being an artist, is that having that thought that you can actually do so many things at the same time is also where the confusion begins. Or at least for me, that's actually how I feel. And I feel like, am I really in the right path? Am I really doing something that will benefit the person watching this? But at the same time, we also need to face the fact that we're just humans, and it's okay to commit mistakes. It's okay to feel the way we feel. And that's actually where I think validation comes in. That is also very important for us to not just validate the good things that's happening in our lives, but more than anything, we also need to validate some of the challenges that come our way, because that's actually what makes us human. How can we really appreciate triumph without defeat? But at the same time, as humans, and while we are in our journey, we're always in this constant search of, when am I gonna get there? And some way, somehow, that's actually how I feel. It's like, where am I even going with the things that I'm doing? Especially here on YouTube. And it's hard because it's like one day you want to do this, one day you want to do that, and then one more thing, it's like you also want to try to please your audience, but at the same time you also don't know how you're gonna please them. So but it also goes back to, how long am I possibly going to do this, or if I'm even going to have like the stamina to do it. But at the same time, I just want to be like really honest about how I feel, because these are the things that we go through. And I'm very appreciative of all of you who have been so patient, who have been there with me since the beginning. And it's so funny because even if I've actually done like my Tagalog episodes, my non-Tagalog speaking friends, or who have become my friends in YouTube, have still been there for me and supporting me and saying that they're still watching or they're willing to like learn my native language, which is Tagalog or which is Filipino. And that's really nice. And I think that's actually where you think sometimes where I guess, I mean, when people believe in you, and then when there are times that you feel like you cannot believe in yourself, then you get to realize that perhaps I have a purpose, or perhaps there's something that I need to continue doing. And so, even if I did not have like the energy today of doing something, I felt like, you know what, I'm gonna take a shower anyway. I'm gonna do my makeup anyway. But why don't I also talk about how I truly feel about the situation that's given to me? Perhaps some way, somehow, it will help someone out there who's also in the same shoes, but just don't want to talk about it. But I think sometimes if we talk about it, it will actually help us in the long run, because once we get to where we need to be, we can actually look back and say, you know what? If I did not acknowledge that, then perhaps I could have gone crazy. Like, there's nothing wrong about us feeling the way we do, but at the same time, there's also something good about being vulnerable, about just being honest with everything that's going on. And if you're honest, if you're actually open, it will actually just really open doors to possibilities. And as long as you actually have the stamina to do things, to keep on going, then we need to keep on going. Because, you know what? As I always say, it's like I'm just going to blame myself if I don't create anything today. And it's like the only difference is I turned on the camera instead of me doing my makeup and not turning on the camera. So there's a certain pressure sometimes when we actually like do these videos, but at the same time, there's also this feeling of what if it can help someone out there? I know that it kind of like sounds boring, like with what we're discussing today, but I just wanted to know that to all of you who actually feel like as if you're lost, like you don't know where you're going, or you don't know the direction where you need to go, always remember to just like trust the process. As long as there's this voice inside you that tells you to still keep on going, then I think, oh, let me just do this. Then I think you should keep on going, because that voice is the one that pushes you to do things. And it's actually when you actually lose that voice that you might want to reevaluate things. So it may be hard, but always think in the long term that, you know what? At the end of the day, you've created something and you've done something. And whatever the outcome is, we just leave that up to the universe. We just leave that up to the world, because it's something that's not in our control. But the thing that we can control is the thing that we can do now, is the moment that's given to us today. And it's just a matter of, what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna do something with it? Or you're just gonna sit around and cry? So pretty much, I was depressed pretty much most of the day, but I tried to just get up and just, you know what? Do something and acknowledge my feelings and validate that, yes, I'm not feeling okay, but some way, somehow, I know that I'm not alone. And to all of you who actually feel alone, you're never alone. And I want you to know that even in times of being vulnerable, even in times of like being sad, even in times of being lost, there's still beauty in that, because that's where you can actually find yourself. Sometimes it's when you're lost that you discover things and that you get to explore what's really out there. but you just have to trust the process. On that note, let me just actually like finish this makeup. Let me just do this eye makeup with some lashes and more blush and some lipstick. And let's give our overall thoughts on today's topic. So, there. So the takeaway from today's episode, feeling lost. I guess sometimes it's okay to feel lost. That's just how the cycle of life is. There are days when it's good. There are days when it's bad. But the world that we live in is not perfect. We as humans, we are not perfect. But we are imperfectly perfect just the way we are. So I also think that it's also very important for us to validate and acknowledge our feelings, not just in times when it's good, but more so also on the times when it's uncertain, when it's sad, when we are not sure of what the outcome of things will be. And I actually think that if we actually just have hope and belief in ourselves and trust the process and trust the journey, that hopefully once we get to our destination, we will understand the bigger picture, why things happened the way they did. So, on that note, that's my takeaway from today. Thank you so much for being here with me. And hopefully you can also share your thoughts on how it is when you feel lost. And in this world that we live in, I want you to know that I'm here for you as well. I'm your friend. And thank you for being my friend as well and for being with me here. I love you so much. And I'll see you again soon.